The NBA Finals could be done in just a few hours as the Oklahoma City Thunder have a chance to put a bow on this one with a 3-2 series lead against the Pacers of Indiana. And it is tough for me to not go into this one feeling like this has a bit of a victory lap type of a feel to it. This OKC team, they have been the heavy favorites throughout this series, throughout this NBA playoff, and most people are just kind of assuming anytime there's a setback, it's okay, well, they'll bounce back. And once they get ahead, it's like, okay, now they're in front. Now they're out with it, and this is going to be the end of it. But we have counted the Pacers out this whole time, and they just keep impressing. They're on their home court tonight. You can totally see them battling in this game and forcing a game 7. The big part of it, obviously, is Tyrese Haliburton. He is so huge to what this game could be tonight. He was clearly limited in game 5. And honestly, a lot of the coverage around it has been a little bit gross, specifically on the Fox side of things, just to be blunt. But to know that he was injured, and then to continue talking about how it's one of the worst performances from a star of all time. It's like he is one, like the next stage of this injury is the thing that happened to Kevin Durant that y'all are saying is the reason why that dude, Kawhi, won a championship with the Raptors. Like, we are talking about it. What he has is not a serious injury, but the next step of it is a really serious one. So to go on any show and be like, well, this guy, he's a star player. When was the last time a star player looked that bad? It's like, I don't know. But when was the last time a star player was dealing with that while he was playing against one of the best defenses in the history of the National Basketball Association when you grade for era and everything like that? Like, I hated to see anyone putting it on Tyrese Haliburton. Did they need more from Haliburton in game 5? Gosh darn right they did. Was it his fault? No, it's not his fault that his calf strained on him while he was making a drive to the basket. So I just thought that you are being at worst or at best ignorant about the situation if you are blaming Haliburton. Obviously, he is probably not doing great going into the game tonight. If he can be even 75%, then that's still probably worth it to get him out there. I do wonder if it was worth it keeping him in game 5, though. Like, they were talking about it on the broadcast at halftime that he had a calf strain. So why are you still running him out there at that point? Like, he was not helping. He finishes the game as a minus 13. His presence was not helping you in that game. And so why do that? Why not just sit him at that point if he is going to be a detriment to your team? And again, this is not a comment on him. This is a comment on what he's dealing with. If he is going to be a detriment to your team, you are risking serious injury going forward. This isn't like the Stanley Cup playoffs where you see a guy and he comes back. Like, some of those injuries are insane, right? But you hear a guy comes back, oh, he's been dealing with it. Like the Barkov thing on his hand. Like, he was dealing with a gash on his hand for basically the whole playoff, which, ow. And you see the pictures, like, how did you do anything? But that's not one, like, if he keeps playing, his hand's not going to fall off, right? Like, that is one that is pretty set on that. The Haliburton one, if he keeps playing and you injure it a step further, that's next season gone. Ask the Celtics how they're dealing with that situation right now. And Celtics fans aren't handling that awesome. So I kind of thought this was maybe a case to save him from himself. And you're going to have a real uncomfortable conversation with it. I think Carlisle has probably built up some of that goodwill at this point to be able to do that. I felt like the risk of an Achilles injury with that is so great that, and what he is giving you out there is pretty minimal. I thought it was worth it to rest him for that second half. Hope that maybe an extra hour and a half, 2 hours off of it would be enough to help him be in better shape for game 6 instead of the alternative where you risk further injury, you still lost, and now it's a question of whether he can play in the biggest game of your season or not. So I would have rather they sat him there, given what he wasn't doing mainly for that club. A reminder, you can follow me on social media. I am at Primetime Klein, Instagram, and all of the places. X, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, all of that. Just search at Primetime Klein wherever you are on social media. From a game standpoint, obviously Game 5, Jalen Williams was incredible. The scary thing about this team is they are probably the best team in the league. Odds are, they're going to get a trophy in the next few days here. By the time this week is done, they will probably be the ones hoisting the trophy. And they're getting better. Caruso's the oldest guy on the team, and his Elmer Fudd looking ass is just early 30s. It's so terrifying for the rest of the league to see how good these guys are and the improvements they are making. Like Jalen, that performance he had, that's probably going to be a career highlight for him, right? Like, I don't think we're going to look back on that as, like, if we did a top 10 Jalen Williams moments in his career, I don't think all of a sudden that's popping up at 7, Like, we're not talking about that type of a growth, but that type of a game is going to be in his range of outcomes more. And that is because of how he has improved in these playoffs. This isn't a Terrence Ross 50-point game. This is him growing as a more dynamic attacker. And that is even from where he was at the start of this postseason. Like, what he did in that game, numbers-wise, maybe it's not sustainable, but talent-wise, it's sustainable, what he can do. He is that level of a guy that he can do that sort of a thing. And I think he is going to be one, when people are ranking their players, like the Ringer does the top 100 and all that, he is going to be someone that people are going to have okay, wait a minute. I keep putting him ahead of guys that I wouldn't have before. Like, he is doing a leveling up type of a postseason here. He is growing as a player. SGA has gotten better since these playoffs have begun. Chet Holmgren, you can see he's starting to figure a few things out. And you can see there's a lot of things that he will figure out. It is going to be so much fun to watch this team progress over the next little bit. And it is going to be difficult to keep them together, but it is going to be a very fun team to watch as they try to piece this whole thing together and grow as a very, very scary, very dynamic basketball team. So what can the Pacers do? The bench scoring has been big for them at various moments here in these playoffs, right? Like, they have had big games from non-Haliburton players. And Haliburton's not the put up 40 points a night guy, right? But you have Siakam put up a big performance in the postseason. Nembhard has had big showings. Mathurin can help them score. They are going to need that. McConnell was excellent in that game. And that is another reason why, going back to the Haliburton point, that's another reason why I kind of think it made sense for them to give Haliburton a bit more of a blow in that second half, because McConnell was on fire, and he has these games. He did it to the Knicks last year. He has done it at various points in the playoffs this year. He just comes in, and there's something about the energy he brings or whatever it is, but it changes the mood on the floor, and he just attacks in such a way. He is so quick. He is so aggressive. He can score from anywhere. He is someone that can really get that pace going. And pardon the pun, he is a perfect backup point guard. He's especially a perfect backup point guard for this team. But like, he is someone that I think if you just put him on a bad team and let him run, I think that he would actually put up some numbers as a starting point guard on a bad team. Like, I don't think you're winning a championship with him as your point guard, but him as just like, let's lead a bunch of young kids out there. I think he would be great with like a Washington or someone like that. I really enjoy what he was able to do on the court. They need him to be a difference maker in this game. They need that bench to step up. And it has the feel of a night where if they're going to be successful, Siakam is putting up like 35 points and Miles Turner is having a big game. Those two feel like kind of the X factors of this series to me and of this game. Williams has the big night in game 5. They need one of the not superstar guys to step up if they are going to be successful here in this game. On the Oklahoma City side, the defense is obviously the key for this team. They are constantly getting steals and constantly forcing turnovers. They weren't able to take advantage of it early in the series the way that they have been at various points throughout the playoffs. Now they've started to do that again. And you could really see that when Indy started to turn the tide in that fourth quarter, it was the defense that got them there. Where so many other teams, it is big shots, deep threes, all of that. It is this team's smothering defense, forcing turnovers, pushing the ball up the floor off of those that really... It is just suffocating what they can do, and that is the key to their success now. And it is something that is really... It took them a couple games to find it, but they certainly have found it again. And while I don't want to write the Pacers off, this does have a touch of a feel of maybe a coronation for an SGA tonight. He has had a couple big moments in this series, and now he has a chance to put the title away on the road. So it's going to be it's going to be a fun night. This has been an excellent series. There's been a lot of talk about the market size and all of that, but this is going to be a very fun series now for these two teams. And that this is a leveling up for both. And what it means for the rest of the league going forward is going to be an interesting discussion when this whole series wraps up.